Sorry, I just got to make sure I do it because I never managed to do it. Nick's coming as well. So we'll just let everybody join on and then we shall do an introduction. So nice to see everybody. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Right. And I think what there's more people due to come, but I think we'll make a start on the introduction. And I'm just going to introduce Tamara first. So basically, I stumbled across Tamara on Instagram, which is quite funny because I was doing my normal research for finding clients, and I came across Tamara's site, and I really liked what she was doing. So I was really kind of following her and very interested in what she had to offer. So Tamara, as we know, was a doctor, is a doctor, because I guess you're always a doctor, and did graduate in the Czech Republic. So she's quite well travelled and worked 5 years in Trinidad before moving to London, where she's actually changed into a functional medicine practitioner. So there is a big story behind that, but I'm just doing a quick introduction now. And most of her patients now are online. So she's got a business very much like all of you, very similar in terms of how to get clients. Now, Tamara was diagnosed with, and I can never say this, but myasthenia gravis. I think I pronounced that right,
Yes.
which is an autoimmune condition some years ago, which is why she's been on this journey into healing and looking after herself in a natural way. And she's managed to get it under control using the principles of functional medicine. So I find it fascinating. And I've asked Mara to talk to us today about brain health, really, because I see that a lot of us have trouble with being able to focus and apply the energy to our business. So that's what I've asked her to speak on today. Now, we are trying this thing with screen sharing and the presentation. We think I'll be able to read the chat, and I would appreciate it if you've got comments, if you can put them in the chat as we're going along, and we might not necessarily answer them straight away. What we might do is save them, but if you put them in the chat while you're thinking of it, that should definitely help all of this work out okay. So, are you ready, Tamara? Shall I get
I'm
the
ready, yeah.
presentation up? Just bear with me 1 minute. There it is. It's not done it. There we go. That's sorted.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself now.
Okay. So welcome everybody to Defog Your Brain, How to Boost Performance and Vitality. Thank you, Becky, for that great introduction. Oh. Oopsie, I'm just having a little trouble changing the slide. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's done it.
I'm also having trouble on this side. Okay, there we go. So I would really like to connect with you guys. Please find me on Facebook or Instagram, and let's just take a few minutes right now to connect to each other. Thank you for attending. So let's put our right hand over our hearts, kind of like this. And let's just take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's clear our minds and be fully present in this moment with each other. So I'm going to lead us. So 1, 2, 3. Thank you. So I was sick, tired, and fed up of missing out because of my autoimmune illness and brain fog. I used to struggle to wake up every morning. I had felt that a train had run over me. I used to wake up with severe pains in my neck, shoulders, and back, and it had really forced me to become a recluse, which was really the opposite of my personality. I had stopped taking phone calls after 1 p.m. I just didn't have any energy to deal with new people or even the old people. I had left my job at the hospital. I didn't even get dressed for the day. I used to stay in my pajamas all the time. I really struggled to shower, brush my teeth, not to mention wash my hair. And I was spending something like 12 waking hours in bed, needing to rest and take it easy, not to men, needing to rest and take it easy lounging on the couch. I had become so dependent on other people. I couldn't drive myself around. My friends and family thought I was faking it and it was all in my head. And every activity that I did really knocked the wind out of me. If I did yoga in the morning, I couldn't do another thing for the rest of the day. Trying to run my own business to sustain me was a considerable battle. All the while, I was hiding and keeping my secret hidden, not to attract pity or to come across weak or disabled in some way, but I was weaker and I was gaining weight and felt like I was losing myself, becoming someone whose reflection I really didn't recognize in the mirror. And I was lost. I had lost the zeal to live. I was too tired. I fell asleep at parties, anywhere in other people's beds. I missed out on one of my friend's bridal showers. I had to excuse myself to go lie down because I couldn't participate. I was missing out because of my autoimmune disease and my brain fog. Who's fed up of their brain fog? Let's type yes in the chat. Okay, yeah. So, what is brain fog? Brain fog is caused by a lack of blood flow to your brain. This lack of blood flow is called hypoperfusion, and this condition triggers a domino effect of negative impacts on the brain. Oh, there we go. And what is brain fatigue? Brain fatigue is when your brain just feels tired, when you're not able to think clearly. It's not quite the same as brain fog, but they do come hand in hand. So, for example, if somebody's reading or they're using their mind to do something, their mental capacities, they just start to get really tired. And how does brain fog harm your brain? So the hypoperfusion, or the reduced blood flow to the brain, actually causes inflammation in the brain, which then causes damage to the cells of the brain. This damage to the cells causes the production of antibodies, which are white blood cells that can clear out viruses or bacteria normally, and they try to get rid of the damaged cells in the brain. This then triggers the autoimmune mechanism in the brain to begin killing off brain cells. This happens subtly over time and goes on for years and years, causing a great deal of damage to your brain. How would you know if you had brain fog? Brain fog slows your reflexes and it slows your processing time. You may feel like you can't focus and everything in life is dulled. It's the difference between bleached and washed out colors and bright Caribbean colors. Brain fog can feel like you are stuck in the mud of life. What about you guys? Do you think that there's a connection between brain fog, anxiety, and or depression? You can feel free to type your answer in the chat. Yeah, you can have brain fog in menopause too. It's true. Had it with COVID, definitely. Thank you for those. So brain fog is connected with anxiety and depression. The vast majority of people suffering from anxiety and depression have this hypoperfusion or reduced blood flow in the frontal lobes of the brain. Is brain fog a normal part of aging? What do you think? Can we have some answers in the chat? Yeah, Nanette, that's right. No, it's not. But yeah, it does seem to be. That's so true. Okay. So no, I don't know where in the right slide. Just 1 second. We are one ahead. There we go. No, it's not a normal part of aging, but it's very common, unfortunately. And there is no reason, no physiological reason why people can't learn new things such as languages in their 80s. Here's a great example. Professor Michael Marsh, the godfather of celiac diagnosis, retired at age 74. After he retired, he went back and got 2 PhDs from Oxford University over the next 6 years. What about prescription medication? Can those cause brain fog? What do you think? I'm checking the chat. Not sure. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's right. Many medications can have a negative impact on your brain. You have to be an advocate for yourself. Take a look at what you're taking and how it's affecting your brain and talk with your doctor. See if there are different ways to handle things. And then I've listed here for you some of the top offenders, let's say. So benzodiazepines, non-benzodiazepine prescription sedatives, anticholinergics, antipsychotics and mood stabilizers, opiate pain medications. So basically things that you use to treat the brain or to treat sleeplessness or mood disorders or help you sleep, like I said, or to treat pain. So how can you defog your brain? Does anybody have any ideas? I can't seem to advance the slide, sorry. Yeah, there we go. Can I see like 1 or 2 answers in the chat? Meditation, exercise. Yes, I really like those answers. Yes, statins causing the brain fog, definitely. Keto diet seems to help. Yes, good. Getting enough rest and sleep. Yeah, thank you. So before we get into what you really can do, I would like us to talk about this protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. People with brain fog have reduced BDNF, which is the rebuilding hormone in the brain. So basically, it's like the manna from heaven for your brain. And the BDNF levels are reduced because of the inflammation in the brain. And because of this inflammation, you don't rebuild healthier brain cells. So you really need that BDNF to rebuild the brain. And one more thing I'd like to talk about before we get into how we do it exactly is something called neuroplasticity. Has anybody heard about neuroplasticity before? Please type in the chat. You don't have to explain it, just yes, no, just to see if you've ever heard this word, which sounds a little confusing. Good. Yes, I'm glad to hear that. Yes, great. So what does this mean? Well, your brain has the remarkable ability to regenerate and renew itself. It can create new connections in what we call synaptogenesis. It can strengthen existing connections in what we call synaptic plasticity. And you can even grow new brain cells in this miracle known as neurogenesis. The Oxford Dictionary defines neuroplasticity as the ability of the brain to form and reorganize synaptic connections, especially in response to learning or experience or following injury. Okay, yes. And does anybody know like a case of somebody who might need to do some neuroplasticity, like who could benefit from that? You can feel free to type it in the chat. Oh, we went one ahead. Dementia, definitely. Stroke patients, people who've had accidents and that had damage to their brain and they can't use. Yes, strokes. Yes, very good. You're really good with this. You know what you're talking about. Okay, so how can you increase neuroplasticity for your brain? So these are just some simple little exercises that you can try, which are going to create different and strengthen the existing connections between like the right hemisphere of your brain and the left hemisphere of the brain. And what is that going to mean? It just means it's going to be a more efficient, better brain, or like, let's say, a stronger brain. So this is like lifting weights for your brain. So you want to try something like balancing on your less dominant foot with your eyes closed while brushing your teeth, for example. You want to try doing things with your non-dominant hand, for example, switching your hand on the mouse or with the hand that you normally use to brush your teeth. So like I use my right hand normally, and sometimes I close my eyes, I hop onto my left foot and I put my toothbrush in my left hand and I'm like, okay, can I do this? Can I do this? And you can try closing your eyes while doing normal tasks, for example, washing the dishes, practicing conscious breathing. So something like what we did earlier when we started and we tried to connect. You want to bring attention to the left nostril. I mean, I found this quite challenging when I first discovered it. And then put the other hand on the belly and then practice breathing in with your eyes closed, really trying to focus on air coming in the left nostril. And then you can try the opposite side. You can also use lovely things like lavender essential oil, and you try alternating the nostril to, really try to breathe it in only with the right side. And you can try little sniff tests. So you can try to get the right side and the left side to differentiate between oregano oil, for instance, and turmeric. Okay, see, we have a little comment. Let me just have a look. By the left nostril, it can be the left or the right. The thing is, you're just trying to single out the different hemispheres of the brain and mix it up. So like, okay, if you're right-handed, the left side of your brain is more dominant. And so you want to exercise the right side. So you'll have to practice more with your left nostril. So your, oopsie, just tied myself up. So if the left side is more dominant, you want to strengthen up your right side, you have to use the opposite nostril, for instance. So it doesn't mean that it's only the left. You can use both of them because you want to increase the neuroplasticity. Oh, we forgot one. Yeah, so practicing gratitude at least twice a week on for at least 3 things. You really want to focus on this a little. And I know that Becky teaches this, so I know you already know this. And now let's get into things that defog your brain. My slide doesn't want to change. Okay. So when you reduce the inflammation in the brain, you can increase your BDNF levels that we talked about before. And the BDNF promotes neuronal survival, that just means the nerve cell survival, neuroplasticity, that we talked about the connections between the different parts of the brain, and synaptogenesis, so the same thing with the connections through different signaling pathways. And here are some broad steps that you can do to reduce brain inflammation. So these are just some categories. We're going to go into them in more detail. Oh, we're in the wrong slide. Yeah. Food, supplements, exercise, hydrating, EMFs. We want to pay attention to those. I'll explain it. Transcendental meditation and things to build neuroplasticity. So we've covered how to increase your neuroplasticity already, but we're going to go in some more into things like food. So this might sound scary for some of you. Remove all wheat products from your diet. I mean, why is it that people get brain fog after they eat wheat? It's not a day later, it's normally very shortly afterward. And the most common reason is the same thing that we've been talking about, hypoperfusion or reduced blood flow into the brain. So you want to try, if you want to have like a quick change around in your brain fog, you can do 3 days of just trying this out, where you swap out the wheat with alternatives such as gluten-free bread made with flours from ingredients such as buckwheat, chickpea, corn or maize, millet, potato, rice, and tapioca. And really be vigilant because wheat can hide in unusual places, such as pre-made sauces and soups, condiments, alcohol, deli meats, and so much more. So please pay attention to those labels. And as the saying goes, you can't be a little pregnant and you can't eat a little gluten. That's what that means. So you can't have a little wheat. It's important to really commit to eliminating all the wheat products from your diet, and you'll have a quick change. So still on the food note, we want to get rid of dairy from cows and excess sugar from the diet, because those things again cause inflammation. And whether this inflammation is in your hand, is in your gut, it's in your skin, it's definitely in your brain too. You have a leaky blood-brain barrier. You want to include healthy fats with each meal. Examples include nuts, extra virgin olive oil, fatty fish, avocados, and eggs. And you really want to enjoy some fresh organic fruits, especially those with powerful antioxidants to curb the sugar craving. things like strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, you know, the list, whatever's in season as well, that's good. So what about exercise? Oh, oh no, we've gone too far. Oh, I've gone too far. So sorry, supplements first. So researchers believe that vitamin D3 acts to protect an aging brain and boost overall memory and cognitive function. This is thought to be done by increasing levels of protective antioxidants, increasing key hormones, and suppressing a hyperactive immune system that can inflame the neurological circuitry. So sun charge your brain for maximal cognitive function. But of course, here in the UK, heading into winter, we probably can't get all that sun. So I definitely recommend a vitamin D3 supplement. So there are vitamin D receptors throughout the central nervous system, and researchers have concluded that the vitamin D activates and deactivates enzymes in the brain and cerebrospinal fluid that are involved in nerve growth, synaptic density, and neurotransmitter synthesis. So all the things that can reverse your brain fog. So yeah, we won't talk too much about the sun because we can't really get it here. Okay. Um, right. So vitamin B, so we're all familiar with that. CoQ10, which is something your mitochondria really need. It's like a powerful cofactor for reactions in the mitochondria, and it's going to help you reduce inflammation. Sorry, we've gone ahead. I don't know why. Sorry about that. I'm trying to go back. I can't. Yes, there we are. Okay, then omega-3 fatty acids. This is what we find in like wild salmon. And it's very good for forming that and like lining around the neurons, which really help to speed up the transmission, the electrical transmission in the brain. So basically you need it to make new nerve cells. Proline-rich polypeptides, you may not have heard about these before. So proline is an amino acid and a polypeptide is a very short string of amino acids together. And they're found in something called colostrum. Some of you might know this already, but it's the first secretion from the mammary glands after giving birth, and it's really rich in antibodies. And again, the scientific studies have shown that the colostrum supports the human immune and cytokine systems, even if you get it from a cow. So bovine colostrum is actually 40 times richer in immune factors than human colostrum, and it's biologically transferable to humans. Okay, so what about exercise? Let's try to add exercise and movement into your daily routine. A quick surge of exercise for 30 to 60 seconds will get you breathing heavy and enhance blood flow to your brain that will sustain for at least 30 minutes. Try running in place or jumping jacks as fast as you can for 30 seconds. You could also try doing a cross crawl where you take your right hand, touch your left thigh, and then the left hand to the right thigh during a kind of running or jogging process. And this actually enhances the synchronization between both hemispheres of the brain. Of course, your goals will depend on your age and current fitness level.
We're just on the wrong slide for that one. We're on hydrate.
Oh, I don't know why it's changing without
It
me.
keeps moving. I know it keeps moving about.
Sorry about that, guys. Okay, have a minute to look it over. It's gone on to hydrate already. Okay, but that's the next one. So, proper hydration is required for your brain to function optimally. I'm seeing something in the chat. I was just gonna. So, the colostrum doesn't have the same proteins, Becky, as the milk from a cow, for instance, because it came from the mammary glands, and it's just the initial secretion. It's not the milk that follows. So you can't just collect all of the milk and say you have colostrum in it. It's like specially timed and it's really thin and it's different from the milk. So they know what they're doing when they collect it. I hope that kind of answers that question about the dairy thing. So there's no vegan, no vegan version because you can only get this from an animal. Okay, so dehydration can impair short-term memory function and the recall of long-term memory. So how much water do you really need each day? So you can use a simple calculation where water in liters that you must drink per day is equal to your weight in kilograms multiplied by 0.033. So for example, if you're 60 kilograms, you should drink about 2 liters of water every single day. Are you guys getting enough water? Can you type it in the chat? Yes, no. I never knew I needed that much. So the food and beverages we eat provide electrically charged molecules that initiate energy production in our body. Clean water and lemon is the most electrically active thing that you could put into your body. Clean water with lemon provides the body with hydration, antioxidants, and electrolytes. Lemon is a rich source of the immune boosting vitamin C. It also has good quantities of electrolytes such as potassium, calcium, and magnesium. And lemon is a tremendous source of the citrus bioflavonoid antioxidant phytonutrients that have been given the label vitamin P. And these nutrients can charge your brain too. So this is a really simple hack. You could just squeeze some lemon into your water, hot or cold, and sip on it during the day, or you can put a full slice into it, and it's really beneficial. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the chat. Yeah, having too much coffee, yeah, because coffee can dehydrate you, definitely. Try but not successful. You can keep trying. I mean, that's important. It's really going to be a cause for concern if you stop trying, but definitely keep trying. Okay, so what about these EMFs? Right. So electromagnetic field, EMF pollution, disturbs immune function through stimulation of various allergic and inflammatory processes, as well as by affecting the body's tissue repair process. So basically, when we are constantly surrounded by these electromagnetic fields, which of course we didn't have when we were cavemen and women, um, it's stirring up allergies, stirring up inflammation, which is really bad for us. And on top of it, it's preventing us from being able to fix it appropriately. So today, everybody knows we have EMF pollution everywhere, from cell phones to computers to wireless baby monitors to Wi-Fi in your home, and even things like your fridge, your microwave, all the things that we depend on for normal life these days. So you need to eliminate the EMF pollution, especially in the bedroom, because that's a room where you spend a good portion of time each day. Most of us sleep something like 7 to 9 hours, and so you don't want your brain to be exposed to that kind of EMF. So, you can consider removing any alarm devices, whether they're a digital clock or your cell phone, from your bedroom. If removing them altogether isn't possible, you can really try to increase the distance from those devices to your head. So you want to make it as far as possible. And for those who dare, you can try turning off the Wi-Fi at night. You can keep the plug on a timer and have it shut off like from midnight to 7 a.m. or what may work for you in your home. So now we get to something slightly different where we're going to focus a little on meditation. So Maharishi Mahesh Yogi said, I came out of the Himalayas with a method designed to raise both the head and the heart of man to the point where knowledge and appreciation of the quality of his higher nature can be attained. I call my method transcendental meditation, but it is in fact a technique of self-exploration. It enables a man to dive deep into the innermost reaches of his being, in which dwells the essence of life and the source of all wisdom, all creativity, all peace, and all happiness. It is that place which has been called the kingdom of heaven within. So, does anyone know what transcendental meditation is? You can just say yes or no in the chat. You don't have to explain it. No, yeah, Nanette knows, yes, good. Okay, so we're just going to go in and talk a little about this now. So, and just to kind of tie it back in, meditation, of course, is something that you can use to reduce the levels of inflammation in your brain, to increase the levels of BDNF in your brain and help your brain to repair itself. So that's why, and I practice transcendental meditation, and Becky wanted me to talk a little bit specifically about this kind of meditation. That's why we're focusing on this one. So transcendental meditation, as taught by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, is a simple technique that's practiced for 15 to 20 minutes twice a day, sitting comfortably with the eyes closed. It can be learned easily by anyone, regardless of age, educational background, or culture. The technique is effortless and requires no belief, nor any change in lifestyle or diet. More than 7 million people have learned transcendental meditation, or we'll call it now TM, around the world over the past 65 years. So what are the benefits of TM? Oops. There we go. So scientific research on transcendental meditation comprises more than 600 studies conducted at over 250 independent universities and research institutions in 33 countries. And these studies have demonstrated a wide range of benefits for mind, body, behavior, and society, and have appeared in many leading peer-reviewed journals. Scientific experiments with people who practice TM indicate that it tends to produce a normalization in all areas of life. It reduces stress, improves health, enriches mental functioning, enhances personal relationships, and increases job productivity and job satisfaction. So you get greater resilience to stress. You can meditate for a healthier heart. You can become happier. It helps to improve your clarity of mind and creativity. And with the TM, you can remove the root cause of anxiety naturally. Okay, this is really important. Transcendental meditation is unique in the range and depth of research into its effects. No other method of meditation or relaxation has been shown to reproduce the physiological changes observed during TM or to replicate its wide-ranging benefits for mind, body, behavior, and society. So looking at this little chart here, How does TM compare to other types of meditation? It's absolutely effortless. No concentrating, no control of the mind, no mindfulness, like monitoring of thoughts, no trying to empty the mind, and anyone can do it, even children with ADHD. It has been proven effective for stress and anxiety, clarity of mind, and much more. And the teaching method is unique. So, unlike other meditation methods, TM is taught one-on-one by instructors, TM teachers who are certified and world experts in the field of transcendental meditation. The delivery of the training is personalized and individual. So you learn correctly every time how to do it, and you're supported for like 6 months after with them checking in. So on this chart, it's a really nice comparison of transcendental meditation, mindfulness, and concentration or focus. And the brain waves, as demonstrated on EEG, electroencephalogram, where they connect electrodes to the brain and they measure the electrical activity, they get a tracing. You can see that with transcendental meditation, you have alpha brain waves present. With mindfulness, you get theta brain waves. And with concentrating or focusing, you get beta brain waves. The Mayo Clinic in the US has said TM is relaxed, happy, focused, mindfulness as a dreamlike state, concentration or focus as logical thinking or problem solving. A little demonstration of the EEG image there. And the last point there, mental effort. So with TM, it's effortless. With mindfulness, there's moderate effort. And to maintain concentration or focus is a lot of effort, strong effort. So why choose TM as the form of meditation for yourself? So there are so many benefits. We can't go through all of them, but I just highlighted here the ones that are pertinent to brain health. So things like increasing cognitive flexibility, increasing general intelligence, practical intelligence, creativity, and speed of cognitive processing, improving perceptual awareness, decreasing anxiety. And what's important to note is that these were proved in randomized control studies, which is pretty strong in terms of their evidence-based medicine. But as we go on, we find that there have been systematic and meta-analyses that have shown that TM can enhance overall psychological health, decrease anxiety, improving psychological outcomes in general, reducing anxiety. And no alternative active treatment was more effective than TM or produced the same wide range of associated beneficial effects. And this is in meta-analysis where they look at lots and lots of studies. And in this one, I can't change the slide. There we go. So meta-analyses have shown that TM promotes deeper rest, decreases those physiological indicators of stress. The American Heart Association in 2013 issued a statement that said they found TM to be the only type of meditation that has been shown to lower blood pressure. And they even recommended that TM may be considered in clinical practice for the prevention and treatment of hypertension. And this is interesting, but we saw it on the diagram that a review of EEG research on different forms of meditation, so we kind of saw that before, identified characteristic patterns of integrated brain functioning that clearly distinguish transcendental meditation from other methods of meditation. And a functional MRI which is a study that can look at the brain as well using magnetic resonance imaging, found that cerebral blood flow, so the blood flow to the brain during transcendental meditation, was actually higher in certain areas of the brain, and other areas it was lower. A result that has not been demonstrated with other forms of meditation. So basically, you're awake, but your heart rate is really low, and you're aware of what's happening, and but you have changed these brain waves and the way that the blood is flowing in the brain just by using transcendental meditation. So how do we do TM? So I just want to say that I can't teach you because I'm not a certified teacher of transcendental meditation, but I can explain a bit how it's done so you know what to expect. So transcendental meditation is a simple technique, like we said before, practice 20 minutes twice a day while sitting comfortably. And it enables the mind and body to access a special quality of rest. You repeat a mantra, which is a word with no meaning, silently in the mind, and you're given this mantra when you learn from a certified teacher. Again, it's effortless. And this is a really nice diagram. Sorry. That shows what happens when you meditate. So the transcendental meditation allows your mind to easily settle inward through quieter levels of thought until you experience the most silent and peaceful level of your own awareness. And they call it pure consciousness. It differs from other meditations as it does not involve concentration or trying to clear the mind or be in the present. It's completely natural. So how would you learn TM if anybody was interested? This is how it's done, but you'd have to go to the TM website and, sign up through that. But basically, there can be an info session by a certified TM teacher to kind of learn what it's all about. They're free, take place live or in person, and you learn why anyone can practice TM, what benefits. So basically what I kind of told you, how TM differs from other meditations, what happens during TM. And after the info session, you can have a personal chat with the certified TM teacher, which can also be done virtually. And since the pandemic, they're also teaching remotely. So you over 4 days can either opt for the in-person or the online option. So you do a Zoom session and then you use your app for the next few days and you have check-ins with your TM teacher. And these sessions provide complete knowledge and understanding of the practice to ensure that you continue to enjoy maximum benefit. Okay, and so like I said, you're quite supported by these follow-up sessions and the TM community app that help you along the way. So I wanted to talk about one of my clients today as well. I chose her because she's a doctor as well, and I really wanted to highlight that, not that, but what a difference my intervention made to her attitude, skin, and life. She didn't mention it in this testimonial, but she was also suffering from brain fog, anxiety, and depression. She was finding it hard to focus on her job as a pediatrician in a hospital in the US, on her baby boy and her husband. And with our approach, she managed to feel more capable, less anxiety, more empowered. She even left that job and was able to move to a new state and tackle a new job. So she said, "Thank you for making me feel like I can actually do this. You are a true autoimmune warrior. You'll be so happy to know that my skin has improved so much since being gluten-free. I used to take an injectable medication for my eczema. Thank you." And she was able to stop that. So I want to take 2 minutes to talk about my program that I offer. So if any of you feel like you may want to work with me on a longer term basis, I have a specially designed education program that incorporates a bespoke functional medicine consultation in week 1 and a final review in week 12, with 10 weeks of dedicated and a well-supported program to educate you in depth about how to heal from brain fog, autoimmune disease, or other chronic diseases. So this is a group program with 5 other people, and we have a WhatsApp group where we support each other. And there are limited spaces on this program. I only take 5 people per month. And so if you scroll up in the chat, you'd be able to find the link if you wanted to go to my website and read a bit more or sign up today. Also, for everybody attending this talk today, I'm really grateful that you took the time out, and I want to offer you the opportunity to book a 90-minute functional medicine consultation with me for the special price of only £300. I know it's listed on my website for 500. It's 90 minutes, like I said. And if you decide to go with this and then want to hop on to the Healing Journey program, you can apply this amount to the Healing Journey program. So don't forget, you can find that in the chat if you scroll all the way up. Also, I'm aware that these options may not be for everyone who's attended here today, but if you know someone who may benefit from what I may offer them, I'm offering a 10% referral bonus of the service that the person you referred books with me as a thank you for sharing my information. Okay, and here's how you may contact me. Of course, you can ask Becky if you don't manage to write this down. You can find my website in the chat as well. You can copy it or you can save the chat. And I really look forward to hearing from you what you thought about this talk today on defogging your brain. And I just want to say, I used to be a doctor who only treated your symptoms, but now I'm a practitioner who will support you in your journey to health and vitality. And now I'll be open to some questions, and I just want to say thank you so much for your attention. So you can feel free to ask them. I don't know what Becky would prefer. Let her tell you about the questions. Thank you.
Feel free to shout any questions out if anybody's got any. But thank you, Tamara. I found that absolutely fascinating. And I loved that bit at the end, because that's so true, isn't it? That you used to treat the symptoms, and now you're actually dealing with the root causes. That's my opinion. So I think it's brilliant. So
Thank you.
has anybody got any questions? I'm guessing possibly not, because people are saying thank you. I had a couple of apologies for people who had to leave. We've got somebody in Dubai who's here very late, and but yeah. So I know Tamara obviously quite well. So what I'll do is I'll save this talk and put it on the Kajabi as usual, and I'll put all her contact details and everything and links there for if you want to speak to her in the future. Thank you so much for coming and talking to us. Like, I can't wait to share some of that to my mum, especially. It's going to be really helpful. Okay.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity. Thank you, everyone, for attending as well.
Ah, perfect. And I know there's some people who still want to catch up and watch it on the replay. So I'll get that loaded. Perfect. Well, thank you everybody for coming, and we'll all speak soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.